Hey guys. Thanks for joining us today. This is the first day of our 4th week, and our week is going to be on organization. And I'm really excited for this one. It's a good one. And we're going to give some tips on how to be organized and why, and different ways you can be organized as far as planning in your home and your whole family, your family as a whole, and the goals you have. And so, but before we get into what I want to talk about today, I want to show you an amazing video, and it happened today. So while at 2 p.m., while we had an ABA therapist at our house doing therapy with our autistic 2-year-old, Ezra, she sent me a little video just on my phone, texted it to me, and said, Ezra's doing so well. He said his first word, and it just was so special. And so we wanted to share that moment with you guys. It happened today. So we're going to share the moment where, so she has this program where she repeats a sound and then says, you do it, and then he tries to repeat the sound. And I mean, he's been working on repeating sounds for 4 months. And sometimes he'll get it a little bit, sometimes he'll, you can see he's really trying to say some kind of word. And at first it was just any kind of sound, really any kind of sound that came out of his mouth if he tried, then we'd give him a treat or cereal or cracker or whatever. But we're really excited about this one because it's a real word. And it might not be mama, even though that's what I would pick. We'll get there too. But it was a different word.
Yes, we're really excited about it.
But we are excited. So are we ready to show the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
We're gonna show this video. It's a good one. He's so cute.
Da 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 da. Good job. Da 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 da. You're doing so good. Da 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 da. You do it. You did it. Da 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 da.
Isn't that adorable?
So awesome.
So we're really proud of him for saying dada.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not mama, but we're just gonna celebrate the little celebrations, and that's something that I encourage every parent to do. Even if you have children with disabilities or not, celebrate the little celebrations, because they're big things. They are. And that's a really big thing that he's saying dada after she's saying it, and yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, really awesome.
So
organize.
Yes, so
it wouldn't happen if you weren't so organized, huh?
It does help.
It does help.
What I want to talk to you about today is when you organize your home, when you organize your schedule, and when you try to organize your life, however you do it, in whatever way. First, the reason you do it, think of your motives. Don't just do it to impress people. Don't just do it to feel like I need to be this way so that everyone can see that I'm organized or that I have a clean home. Because if you do it like that, then it will never be good enough. If that's your motive, then you will always fail because you're not perfect. And it's okay. So my challenge for you is, don't make that your motive. Make your motive about your family. Make it about you and your family, and there are so many ways that having an organized home will help your family. And it's okay not to be perfect. There was a quote actually I heard yesterday, and I don't know who it was from because they were actually quoting someone, so I'm paraphrasing, I'm sure. But it really stuck with me, and it makes sense with this subject. And it's, don't let the goal of perfection and trying to be perfect hurt the actual good things that you can do. And that, I'm sure that's applicable for a lot of people, but especially if you're kind of like this type A, like I really want this certain way, then your goal for perfection can become something that hinders the good things that you can do. It really can, and I've seen that in my own life, where I'm like, we're not gonna do this unless we do it perfect. So when you talk about organization, it's about the effort. And it's all, especially with kids, when you're organizing like their closet, or maybe where they put their homework, or whatever it is, have the motive be helping your children. Because organization can really, really help your children. I'm going to talk about how it can help them in one way. And then later on in the week, I'll talk about different ways how it can help your children. But the first way that I think is one of the most important ways organization can help your children is it can help your children have certain responsibilities. So you can give your children responsibilities because something's organized. For example, you can organize your closet in the hallway where you put all your snow clothes or your coats or your jackets, your sandals, your shoes. And if it's organized and they have a place, maybe your 5-year-old has a hook that's short. We have a bunch of hooks, like 6 or 5 hooks inside our garage that are really short, like so that our 5-year-old and our 7 and 8-year-old can reach them. So they can put their snow clothes on it, they can put their coats, jackets, sweatshirts on those hooks, and they know where they are. So because, if we had hangers that were super high, then it would be really hard to expect them to have the responsibility of putting their coat away or finding it or getting ready. And so because we have those hooks in our garage just right by the door, so it's kind of like their place, it's where they go to get to the car, so they have to pass their coats to get inside the car in the garage. And my husband thought of it because he's just like that. He's awesome. And he put those coat hangers there, little hooks or whatever, and so they can have that responsibility. And we can reasonably expect that, that's their job to do. And they don't always do it, but we can expect that, and we can help them and teach them so that they can have, build that in just learning how to take care of themselves. Little by little, becoming independent, right? And so another thing was today we're doing more swimming lessons. We're trying to swim more to get our kids used to the water more. And because we're trying to do that, this is inside pool, obviously it's winter right now, but what problems have started to happen is there's always wet towels everywhere and bathing suits that are wet, and then when we need to go, the bathing suit hasn't been washed. And so obviously that takes more responsibility for me, like more organization for the mom, because I've got young kids, and I've got 4 kids under the age of 8. And so we need like a place now where they always put their wet things, and they're like all over and on my bed and I'm like, no, your wet clothes do not go on my bed. So the more organized I can be, so we haven't actually figured that one out yet. We're still working on it. But as we talk with them, figure out what we can organize, then that will help them be more responsible and give them more independence so that they can learn how to do a job. And it's important for kids to learn how to do jobs that they can reasonably be expected to do, because as they grow up, they can build that confidence that, hey, I can do hard things. Now, as parents, we probably think that taking care of your shoes and putting it in a box isn't that difficult, but to a 3-year-old, it could be very daunting. Like, oh no, panic, I can't find my sandals. I never can find my sandals. No, you put them where they go, So step by step, you can help them more. And with being more organized, that does help them. It gives them a little bit more responsibility. And so it's a service to them, even though they might not see it that way. So that's mainly what I wanted to talk about. Mainly, that was the message I had for you today, is that as you try to organize your home in whatever way is best for you, please don't think about it like it has to be this cookie cutter Pinterest board worthy home, and every room has to be super organized so that the neighbors, when they come, they can see how organized you are. Don't think about other people judging you. That should not be your motive, because if it is, then you'll never feel satisfied. Because if your motive is, I want to help my kids, I want to serve my family, and I know that this, maybe having a spot for their homework. My older sister Stephanie has this awesome like middle, or they like baskets, but they're like baskets and they're put on the wall, and the kids put their homework in it, and they each have one, and I love that. And our kids are really young, they have a place for their backpack, so they each have like a little cubby for their backpack and their sweatshirt, and then they put like their like snack box or their lunch box in it too. And they're not always in there. A lot of times Ezra likes to pull them out, and so they end up everywhere. But at least, we are trying. We're making the effort. The effort's important. We're making the effort to teach them, here's a place for your stuff. You're important, and it's important for you to have your stuff, and I have a responsibility, stuff like that. So think about your kids. Think of organization as, I'm helping my kids be more responsible. And then that way, even if it's not perfect, you can see that effort and you can see that improvement in your kids, even if it's just little by little.
For sure. So we've been working hard too on investinyourchild.com. We have actually built out, so now we're on Pinterest and Twitter and YouTube and Instagram, Facebook. So we're on all those things now, so you can click on those, whatever your preferred social media outlet is, and we will start to update those. They're pretty sparse right now, but
we just started them.
But
get on there and see what see what happens, see what we post.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna rock the world, pretty much.
So yeah, and if you haven't already, check out our new little trailer that we did yesterday. Give us some feedback on that.
Yeah, that's our YouTube trailer.
Little YouTube channel trailer. So check that out too. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow on organization. Day 2.